Hi everyone. First of all, I apologize that I haven't made a video for a little bit, and I haven't made a video now I haven't spoken to you for 2.5 months or so. I apologize the first few weeks of the learning I haven't made a video. Also, very excited you guys are going to be here for Shabbos, and then going to be here for a whole week. Very much looking forward to getting to meet you, spending some time together over the coming few weeks. What I wanted to do is just quickly summarize, maybe 2-3 minutes, just summarize what we've done until now in the Shiur and give a framework. What are we trying to achieve this term? Last time what we did was we saw the basics of the different elements of the Sugya, Rashi, Tosfos, different Rishonim, different ideas what the Gemara does. This time what we're going to be doing is continuing on learning about those sort of things, namely who the Rishonim are, what the different styles are, what the different parts of a Sugya are. The way we're going to do it, though, is focusing on one specific Sugya. The Sugya we've chosen to focus on is the Sugya of keeping Purim on the 14th, keeping Purim on the 15th of Adar. One of the reasons being, because here, as I stand here in Yerushalayim, it's a particularly important question, and there are many, many very interesting questions, for example, which we started in the last sheet, which is, to what extent does the whole Yerushalayim keep the 15th, or does only the parts which are walled keep Purim on the 15th? So it's a very, very interesting question. So and there's many other questions, many cities, Beit El and other cities in Eretz Yisrael, where there's a question of should they be keeping Purim on the 14th or the 15th. So it's a very interesting kind of modern day sugya. So what we're doing is, through that sugya, seeing the different styles of the Rishonim continuing on. So far what we've seen is, beyond what last time we added on a new school of Rishonim, which is the Spanish Rishonim. We saw a Rashba, and we saw that different style. We also added on looking at the Shulchan Aruch and some of the Pirushim on the Shulchan Aruch. So as we're going through the sugya, we're learning about, again, the Rashba with a different style than Tosfos, kind of more flowing essay format, and then the Shulchan Aruch, which is, again, formulating everything at the halacha. We saw the style of the Shulchan Aruch to bring to Paskin based on the majority of the Rambam, Rif, and Rosh. That's what we've seen in terms of concepts, ideas, different parts of the sugya. In terms of where we're up to with this specific sugya, we started the first week and we saw the major Gemaras about the sugya. We saw 3 different Gemaras, took a bit of time, saw those major Gemaras. Then we introduced the Rashba, and that week we saw 2 reasons why is there this rule that some places keep Purim on the 15th. The Rashba, quoting the Yerushalmi, said that because Eretz Yisrael was destroyed at the time of Purim story, we do it to give cover to Eretz Yisrael. The Meiri gave another reason and said because Yehoshua fought against Amalek at the end of Parshas B'Shalach, therefore it's cities that are walled at the time of Yehoshua, I'll keep Purim on a different day, to remember the fact that Yoshua was the original person who fought against Amalek. Then the next thing we saw the Shulchan Aruch, how the Shulchan Aruch paskins about the idea of keeping the 15th in Chutz La'aretz. Again, the main point of that was just to see how the Shulchan Aruch works in relationship with the Rambam, etc. And last week we began looking at the important points of this current sheet, the 4th sheet, began looking at the most important point, which is for our sugya, which is to what extent does a city extend? Namely, if you have a walled city, do areas next to it, do cities next to it also keep Purim on the 15th or the 14th? And as we'll see, that's going to be a very important question when we get to discuss Yerushalayim. So again, what we're doing is we're doing 2 things. We're learning this specific sugya leading up to Purim, which is a practical modern day sugya. When you guys come to Israel for the year, that's something that kind of affects everyone. And we're also, at the same time, we're going through that learning. We're learning about the different parts of a sugya, the different components of a sugya. Again, I think in the Shulchan Aruch and more Rishonim, we're going to get to Achronim, etc., and more modern Sfarim. We're kind of working with these 2 tracks. Again, very much looking forward to seeing you next week, and then we'll be able to really get to know each other, continue on discussing where our learning is going. Very much looking forward.